Welcome to the channel. This is Oblivion. In today's video, we're going over the interim results for Choose Your Legends 7, as well as going over who I will be voting for Choose Your Legends. Now let's start off with our top 20 female characters. That's right. This time, for some reason, Intelligent Systems decided to show off the top 20 characters. So this obviously isn't going to give us the most amount of information because these characters are in alphabetical order, and there's also 20 of them. So it's really difficult to say who's in first place, or by how much they're in first place, or even in second place, or whatever else, right? So honestly, this really shouldn't change the results all that much of who actually wins this. Either way, I think it'll be fun to go through, so let's go ahead and start off. So on the very top, we have Anna from Awakening, so Fedison is probably having a great day. He's probably having an amazing time right now. Then we have Azura from Fates, we have Bernadetta, we have Sheeta, female Corin, Dorothea, Alencia, my girl. I'm very happy to see Alencia here. That's amazing. Hopefully she's doing well. I mean, she's doing at least top 20, right? But the difference between top 20 and top like 4 is like really big typically. Usually it's like the top person has like 20,000 votes and like the bottom has like 2,000. So we'll have to see. We also have Freya from Heroes, which is a bit surprising. I think she did well, but I didn't expect her to still be doing well considering her book is so old now. We have Golveg up here, which I'm not surprised at all. I saw a lot of people campaigning for Golveg, and you really can't blame them. I mean, she looks amazing, even though I do think we might be getting a summer alt that was kind of leaked, and then for sure we'll be getting her mythic or like legendary version eventually. So do we need a Choose Your Legends version? Probably not, but I mean, I'm not going to be against it, right? Then we have Hilda, which is not surprising. She's done well every single year. We have Ingrid, we have Lilina, we have Mia. Mia's doing great. She's usually in the top 20 though as well. We have Nino, my girl Petra. Petra really needs some help, honestly, so I'm very happy to see her this high up. We have female Robin, who is probably one of the favorites to win this. We have Sharina, which means Joel's going to be happy. We have female Shez, which I'm kind of surprised about considering she just got her legendary alt. And I didn't know she was that popular, but I guess she is because she's up that high. And then Tharja, who has been consistently ranking like top 5 or maybe top 10 since Choose Your Legends 1, right? Like Tharja's always been up there, so she's kind of just hanging up in there. And then we have Tsubasa as well, so all the TMS fans are probably happy to see her there. Now, when it comes to this batch, it's really hard to say who will come out on top. I think the favorites probably are like Bernadetta, female Corin, maybe Hilda, and then female Robin are probably the top 4. Maybe Azura too. I would like to see Azura win. It's been like, you know, I think she kind of deserves it, even though she does have a million alts as well. Now, if I had my choice, obviously, it would be Alencia. I would choose Alencia over all these units in an instant. Alencia and Petra would be like the perfect combo for me, but I kind of doubt that will happen. Either way, if you are campaigning for one of these characters, this is a good sign, and make sure to keep voting for them so they can actually take first and second place and get the Brave unit. Now, let's move over to the male side and look at the top 20 over here. Now, our top 20 starts off with Alphonse, which isn't too surprising. Alphonse typically does pretty well. I think he usually gets around like 10th to 12th. So that's not too much of a surprise. We have Ashe up here as well, though, which is really cool. So obviously the Ashe fans want something more, right? All we have is Summer Ashe, and it would be nice to get a base version in the game. We have Black Knight, which is awesome. I would love a Brave Black Knight, even though I would honestly prefer it with Zelgius so that we could have maybe his red armor or like just his face revealed. I don't know. But either way, I'm very happy to see Black Knight up. We have Male Byleth still in the top 20. I'm a bit shaken on Male Byleth just because he did really get an alt announced yesterday, so I'm kind of nervous to see where he ends up. I'm not surprised to see him in the top 20 though, but I'm wondering if he's going to have enough power to actually make it up into the top 2. We have Male Cord, not a surprise. We have Felix, my boy. Oh man, we're going to be talking about him a little bit later. We have Ferdinand, we have Itsuki and Crom, once again the TMS fans showing up to represent their favorites. We have Leaf, one of the few lords without an actual Brave alt so far. We have Leo. Leo, I mean, I'm not the biggest Leo fan. If you've heard my summer Leo story, then you know what I'm talking about. But even so, Leo does deserve a good version, so maybe he'll actually get a good representation this time, and then maybe we can get a good alt later on. We have Leon, one of my favorite characters. I would love to see Leon win. That'd be amazing. We have Reinhardt, of course, magic is everything. We have Robin, male Robin. We have male Shez. We have Sigurd, another one of those lords who really does need a Brave alt. Soren, Sylvain, Takumi, Toma, and Kane. So we actually have 2 TMS characters for the male side, and Yuri. So honestly, this isn't too surprising. Now, when it comes to the people I expect to get ranked really high, I did expect Male Byleth, but because of his ult, he might be dropping down kind of low. Soren was really popping off last year, and I've seen a lot of support for him this year, so I wouldn't be surprised if Soren does really well. But he's also getting ult like tomorrow, so that might hurt his chances, but I could still see Soren pulling off maybe like second place. Felix, who is my boy, has a really good chance. He's been doing really well every single year he's been available to vote for Choose Your Legends. I'm hoping he can really pull this off. And then some other people that might do really well. I could see like maybe Sigurd or Leaf doing well. Maybe all the Brave Seliph voters will switch over to Sigurd or Leaf. It's really difficult to say because we don't know how Japan is going to be voting. But I could see them popping off and maybe getting up there as well. Now, one more thing we have to discuss is a new hero award coming out called the Rising Hero Award that Faye is going to give to the characters who have increased their amount of votes the most from last Choose Your Legends. It's going to be top 3 of each category. So it's going to be top 3 females and top 3 males. And currently, in the female side, we have Dithorba, Flavia, Hermina, Jean, Juno, Linda, Monica, so from 3 Hopes, Fina, Safi, and Yulia. Now, I'm not going to lie to you, I don't know a majority of these characters, because I haven't really played Genealogy, and I really haven't played Thrasha either, so a lot of these characters are kind of like, I've heard of them, but I don't know much about them. Juno and Flavia, obviously, I know really well, and same with Monica and like Fina. But it is interesting to see what they will get, right? Because it does say they will get some kind of award. Does it say like what they're going to be getting? Are they going to get some kind of like special like introduction thing on like a website where it's like a cool little animation? Are they going to get alt? Who knows? I kind of doubt they're going to get alt, obviously, but maybe they'll get something, right? And then on the male side, we have some really interesting choices. We have Bloom from Genealogy of the Holy War. We have Corpre from Genealogy of the Holy War. Danon from Genealogy of the Holy War. Desay, one of the villains that's still left from Echoes. We have Frost. We have Garth, also from Echoes. We have Jerome. We have George. I don't know why George is here. George got botted in and actually got a unit in the game, so I'm not a fan of seeing him here, even though he is from Radiant Dawn. We have Maledis, I think his name is. I might pronounce that wrong. And Munir. So like very unusual choices, let's just say. I guess it makes sense though, these are the characters who got the least amount of votes last year, so them getting, you know, any amount of support really will allow them to get pushed up here. I'm really interested to see what this actually entails and what this means and what kind of award they will be giving. It's just a nice little interesting twist for Faye to be like adding in this new Choose Your Legends, because we are on Choose Your Legends 7, so we've kind of been through this a lot, so seeing something new is nice. Okay, now I want to talk about who I'm going to be voting for Choose Your Legends 7. Now, if you haven't seen any of my propaganda yet, if you have, I guess you already know, but I'm going to be voting for Felix for Choose Your Legends 7. And I'm honestly not a person to campaign for any character. Every other year before this, I've always just said, hey, vote for your favorite. And I still agree with that. You should vote for your favorite. But the reason why I am voting for Felix this year and campaigning for him actively is because I feel Felix has been done extremely dirty in Fire Emblem Heroes, right? Felix is one of the most popular characters in Choose Your Legends. He always does extremely well. His very first Choose Your Legends, he came in 6th. And then in his second Choose Your Legends, he came in 5th for the males. And then in Choose Your Legends 5, he came in 3rd for males, 6th overall. He's done extremely well for himself. And yet somehow the only version of Felix we have in the game is Winter Felix. And honestly, it's a bit insulting, right? To me at least. Felix has no preference weapon, and most of all, they kind of like, I don't know, they do this thing where they're like, hey, let's put our edgy characters in Santa outfits, it will be funny. And I'm sure some people think it's funny, but for me, it's just like kind of insults the character. Like, that's not what Felix would be doing, right? And I really just want a base Felix. I want a Felix who is wielding a sword, maybe Sword of Moralt or something like that, and we can really have a powerful Felix in the game, and I think he deserves that, right? If we look at Felix's representation of how many votes he's gotten, and we compare it to other characters with similar popularity, let's check out the results, right? So our top one is Bernadetta, and Bernadetta only has 1 alt and 1 base version in the game, so she's only 1 up on Felix, but even so, she does have that base version. Now, we have female Corin, who had similar votes to Felix. She is a base version in 6 alts. We have Hilda, who has a base version in 3 alts. We have Azuro, a base version in 5 alts. We have female Robin, a base version in 5 alts. 3 of them are Grima, but still. We have Dorothea, who doesn't have a base version, but she has 3 seasonal versions, and one of them is even a harmonic, which is really crazy. We have Tharja with a base version in 3 alts. We have Anna with a base version in 2 alts. We have male Robin, a base version and 3 alts. And he has a Resplendent, and he's a backpack. We have Soren. Soren has a base version and 3 alts. We have male Byleth, base version 2 alts. We have Sigurd, base version 2 alts. And we have Alphonse, base version and 3 alts as well. So, like, it's kind of insane that we have a character this popular, and he's not in Fae in a base form by any means, right? There's no base version. He only has 1 version, and it's a demote. Like, the only units that have any close to popularity, close to Felix, that are in the same situation as him is Yuri and Sylvain. And Yuri has a base version which is really cracked out, and then Sylvain's in the exact same situation, right? The difference is Felix had more than double the votes Yuri did, and he had 4 times the votes, almost as much as Sylvain. So you can just see how very, very popular Felix is, and yet he gets treated this way. And so for me, it's not just about getting Felix to win Choose Your Legends because he's like my favorite. It's about kind of like trying to force intelligent systems to acknowledge that there's this popular character they are ignoring. And I would like to see, treated a little bit better, essentially. And if the situation had changed and Felix had gotten an Ascended ult instead of Hilda or something like that, I would not be campaigning at all. I'd be completely happy. But because that's not happening, this is our chance to force their hand and make them put Felix into the game. And so that's what I'm going to be campaigning for. So if you're a big Felix simp like me, or maybe you just like the characters around Felix, you're a big Dimitri or Sylvain fan or a Nanette fan, maybe you like shipping them Felix with any of those characters, and you want to give out a vote just to help Felix get his representation into the game, then I would be very, very grateful. If not, that's fine too. Vote for your favorites. I'd love to see who you're going to be voting for. So make sure to drop a comment down below letting me know who you're going to vote for. And if you want to, even send your voting ballot to me on Twitter. I'd love to check it out. Either way, make sure to vote for Choose Your Legends. I'll leave a link down in the description down below. And if you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe. This has been Oblivion. I'll catch you all later.